BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm.
Hello everyone, welcome to BSSS Rhythm podcast. Today we have with us our honorable guest, Sister Lucy Kurien. Sister is the founder and director of Maher, a community and interfaith organization for abused and destitute women and children, headquartered in Pune, India. She was inspired by the work of Mother Teresa and felt called to be closer to the people she wanted to help, directly touching the lives of the poor. Sister Lucy established Maher to help destitute women regardless of caste, color, creed and religion. Currently, Maher has got 70 short stay and long stay homes in the Indian states of Jharkhand, Kerala and Maharashtra. In recognition to her services, the former Indian President Pranab Mukherjee awarded Sister with the Nari Shakti Puraskar Award in the year 2016. Other prominent awards include the Global Women's Leadership Award, the Paul Harris Fellow and the Vanita Women of the Year Award. Maher and Sister Lucy have featured several times on Indian television. Sister, it is with great honor and admiration we would like to welcome you to the BSS Rhythm podcast. Sister, could you please enlighten us with the journey of Maher?
Thank you so much for having me here, and I'm very happy to share my journey of Maher. I started this organization called Maher in 1997 after I myself went through a very tragic experience wherein a woman got burned in front of me. She had asked me for shelter, but at that time it was not possible for me because we did not have a shelter home. And she was 7 months pregnant, and one night she came running to me and said, I need somewhere to stay as my husband has become violent. He is an alcoholic and he is also in love with another woman, so I need shelter. But I did not know at that time how could I help her. And I sent her back, and that very night she and her husband, they must have had some fight, and in that anger he poured kerosene and set her on fire. I heard the shouting and yelling because this particular thing took place in very close to our house. So I ran there to see what was happening because I was involved in that particular village. When I reached there, it is a slum. So when I reached there, I realized this was the same case who had come to me for asking for shelter. And I tried all my best to save her. I took her to the nearby hospital, but it was not possible. It took me some time to reach there to the hospital because where I was staying, it was in a very interior village and we did not have a vehicle of our own. Neither the people in that area, anybody had anything. By the time we reached her to the hospital, it was too late. And anyway, through my insistence, doctor operated on her, but what I got in my hand was a fully burned baby. With this, I felt very guilty and I felt responsible for the death of 2 people that night. And with that, I started thinking I should do something. But being a nun, I had no money and I did not know what I should do. I lived with this kind of sorrow and desperate situation for a long time. Then I went to my sisters if I could start something. But then the sisters told me, Lucy, you don't know what you are asking for because this requires a lot of money and a lot of trouble. Trouble, I said, I'm ready to take, but then money. And so the sisters told me, no, it will not be possible by them. But I just could not take a no from anyone. I started thinking and I was really sitting in meditation, not knowing what I should do. Finally, I took a step to say, I want to leave and go and do something. But then the sisters were very kind to me and said, why do you want to leave? Don't leave the congregation. You stay a member of the congregation, but you start whatever you want. By the grace of God, I can say I found some very good people. They all came forward to help me out. and our first home was set up in 1997. From 1997 to now, we were able to set up 70 shelter homes for different categories of people. As you said, in different states, but we are now in 7 states. In Maharashtra itself, we are in 7 districts, and in Jharkhand, 3 districts. So then, I set up one home, one small home. Then from there it went on, and then, as I said, we set up now 70 shelter homes for different categories of people. Now we have also 9 homes for men. Then we have for mentally disturbed women, mentally challenged women. Then we have AIDS affected people. Then we have a short stay home for women. When they have problem, they can come to us. We have homes for the unwed mothers. There are many young mothers who come to us because they are brought up on their family big shame. So either they are brought by the police or the CWC, or the people themselves bring them. And so once the babies are born in our home, the government takes over the babies and give them in adoption. And the mothers are sometimes kept longer with us. And if the mothers wants to get educated, we do educate them, because we have over 1,000 children with us in our different homes in different states. And same way for women. Whenever I see a woman who is begging on the street, we immediately get down to find out if she would like to come with us. If not, we leave them there. And if they are mentally disturbed, we pick them up. So we have now many homes for women, for those who are mentally disturbed and mentally challenged, and aged people who are left near the temples or the churches or at the bus stand or railway station. So whenever we see such cases, we pick them up. So at present, more than 2,600 people are living in these 70 shelter homes.
That's a huge number, and indeed the journey is really inspiring, sister. I know you might have faced a lot of challenges also. Could you please give an insight on the challenges which you have faced? Because setting up a home for 1,000 people, catering to the needs of women, then people who are mentally ill, elderly people, destitutes, even men. So it takes a lot of patience and perseverance. So, sister, could you please give an insight on the challenges that you have faced?
Yeah. In the beginning, it was a real big challenge. First and foremost, I did not know the local language, because I knew only Malayalam. And then starting a project in Maharashtra, it was a big challenge, because very little Hindi I knew, and did not know a word of Marathi. And I did not know the culture of that place. So, to set up a home wherein I don't know anything was a very difficult procedure. Another thing is that, I started this home, my first home, rather in a very interior village, where what I can say, a very male dominated village. There are mostly what I can say, educated or semi-educated people. So it was very difficult for me to function there as a woman leader, especially as an unmarried woman. They could not understand that. So that was one of the thing. Another thing, being a Christian, people thought I had gone there for conversion. So they accused me for many things. And then also, like, finding finance, being in the village, people themselves, they are poor. So then I had picked up all these people. So from where will I get the money? So, it was, everything was a challenge, I can say. But, more challenges I faced, more close I went to the divine energy. And I told God, please help me out. And that is how, because when I started this project, I kept one thing in mind, and I will work for people, not for any particular religion, caste or class or color. I kept all that aside. I just wanted to work for people. But still people misunderstood me. And slowly, of course, those things got cleared. But still people have a lot of fear. because of my name. My name is so much Christian, so people think that I'm come there for conversion. So like that, and sometime when you were, now not so much, but when I was a single woman, young, there was people were spreading rumors, and they were like I don't know, the men were not behaving with me very well, okay, because they, being in a village, they thought I'm available to them, things like that. So but slowly they understood my desire to work for people and not for myself or anything. Then of course it got cleared. Yeah, everything was a challenge, but I can say when the divine energy is there, everything gets cleared.
Absolutely, sister. I think sister is a live example that language is not a barrier, religion is not a barrier. If you have that, if your intention is clear, then the divine energy will definitely help. And one more thing, sister, you are like a phoenix bird. In spite of all the challenges that you have faced, to set up a center or to set up a very big institution for the people who are underprivileged or marginalized or downtrodden, it really exemplifies your dedication and perseverance. Sister, could you please enlighten us some of the key initiatives that Maher has been doing in the past 28 years to mainstream the people?
Yeah, the first thing I started a home for the what you call, when the people who are suffering from domestic violence. I started with that first. Then slowly, I discovered that there is a need here for other categories of people, and that's how I went on. So in the beginning, there was no money. So what I used to do is that late in the evenings, I used to go with one bag and collect all the thrown away vegetables that are on the street, because they are all poor farmers. They do not have any refrigerator or anything like that. So when they cannot sell anything, they should just throw it on the street, and I used to pick up that vegetable and bring that, and that is what my children and women and myself, we were having the same food. And then even the food grain, because what happened was that when the grains are mixed up, they would sell it for 1 rupee, things like that. And I used to purchase that because I could not afford to buy good things. So it took me quite a while to get the recognition from the people and start getting the funds. But one thing that is very encouraging for me is that, once a donor, they are forever a donor. Nobody left me unless they were not able to do, they were not doing financially well, or somebody got sick in the family, they could not afford to do. Otherwise, normally for these 28 years, my donors have stuck with me, and I'm very grateful to all of them. It is because of the good people, the goodness of the people, that Maher came to do so much and reached to so many states. It's only because we experience the goodness of the people.
Right, sister.
Good-hearted people were there.
Absolutely. Thank you, sister. Resource mobilization is something which is very crucial when we are having this kind of an objective. So, sister, you managed it so well since last 28 years. Now, moving on to the next question. It's being said that the young generation is very self-centered. But then there are students or youth who are coming into the field of social service or social work. Could you give a piece of advice to the young generation? How can they manage their life, helping others and being happy?
Yeah, I'm so happy to see that so many students from this institution getting passed out into different categories. Like there are social workers, business people. I met saw a few of them, so I was very happy. I know they can contribute to this world so much because you all are teaching them good values, and I'm sure these values will take root in the children, because as soon as I finished my talk, the students had come to ask me in what way we can contribute, in what way we can help. So that itself shows there is some goodness in these children, and if we keep on cultivating that goodness in them, I'm sure they are going to be great people. And they will themselves ask why is so much problem in India, taking the burning issues of now, the rape cases. Why is it taking place? If you can, our education system should be in such a way how we respect our girl child from the families and also in the institution. Another thing is that when we see a woman on the street, can we get down and ask, why is she on the street? Or shall we close our eyes and pass by? If you can open our eyes and think and see if you can find an institution where they can take shelter if they need it. Okay, if it is a choice to remain there, it is their choice. But otherwise, whether we can help. These are the things that the students can now do. Okay, reach out in some way to all the people. And now they have time. Can I get down and teach 2 children who are on the street? Just take a tuition for them and tell them, come, let us learn to write and read. These are the things that I'm teaching my children, and they are doing that. So maybe here also you can encourage them to do that.
It was a hard time during the time of Corona, that is COVID-19 pandemic. And I feel that Sister too had great challenge during that time to feed thousands of people. Sister, could you please enlighten us, how did you manage with this many people and also providing food to the migrant laborers during the reverse migration process?
I can only say it was a real miracle that happened in our home. That during Corona, as you know, everything was shut down. And but I had the permission from the police to take my car, because we have houses in different places, and to see if any children are sick, something like that. So once when I was taking the car out, I saw hundreds of people walking on the street, hot sun in month of April. And I said to the people, I said, what are you all doing? Where are you all going? Then they told me, Didi, we have nothing to eat now. So we are going back to our hometown, lest we die in these big cities. We don't want to die here. So we want to go back. So I said, what are you all going to eat? Because everything is shut down. And you know what, one man, he was walking with the two children and his wife. He lifted one plastic bag and he showed me. He had few glucose biscuits and a bottle of water, nothing else. And I felt so sad. Immediately I phoned to our host, because I knew all these people will walk by our home. And I phoned to the people and I said, pack the food, bring it, because we have tempos, I said, bring the tables, bring the tempo and come. They told me, Didi, Corona. I said, don't get worried. And I brought the microphone and I kept the food on the street in the packet, and I told them, pick it up, it is free for you all, because they are so poor people. So then thousands of people we were feeding, and plus I was giving for all the people who were in the slums, what you call the free ration, so that people will survive. And you won't believe, at one point my storekeeper thought I'm gone crazy, and he was not giving me the key to take out food grain and give to the people. They said, Didi, we are getting frightened. What will you feed these people? You have thousands of them. I said, no, don't keep food for tomorrow when these people have no food today. So I started giving it away. And my young students, they are very good in all this, what you call Facebook and you say all the media. And so they put it in all the, what you call for that? Social media. And when people came to know that Didi is giving away food grain and food, people started bringing so much of food grain that, when at the end of the program, instead of 2 storeroom, I had 3 storeroom full of food grain. That much I received from the people. So this is, for me, I call it a miracle. I don't know in other language what we call it, but this is what I experienced. The more I gave, the more I received.
So truly, sister, it was a miracle. And if I recall, we all were so scared to come out of the house during the time of lockdown. But you fearlessly came out and helped the people. You stood as a true philanthropist. Sister, from the bottom of our heart, we really wish all your projects would be successful and a great visionary sitting in front of me. I feel really honored to have an interaction with you. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you, dear listeners.
BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm.